Yes, thank you, Z. Hi, Duane. Hi, Ethan. Just a question for Ethan. Ethan, what this means for you to be playing in your first test, starting in the Springbok team, and just your experience from last week in that test at Eden Park as well.
Yeah, no, it's absolute. It's huge for me. It's a surreal experience that I've been experiencing during the week, in the build up to it, and just from last week, just feeling the intensity of the game. It really does show a huge difference between URC level and international level, and just yeah, very keen for this weekend.
Angus?
Thanks, Z. Duane, you've played a lot against New Zealand. What knowledge have you shared with the younger guys in the group, especially like Ethan, as ahead of such a big test this weekend?
Well, I can maybe just talk about the environment. Obviously, it may be a couple of guys that are still playing when I played, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, well, we all the coaches have their input and guys, and I think Tony Brown shared quite a lot with the backs. I don't work a lot with the backs. I just maybe a couple of high balls with Ethan, but yeah, apart from that is the guys who played last weekend obviously shared their bit, and yeah, well, that's about it. I don't really do a lot of that.
And just one for Ethan. Ethan, how's it been synergy-wise in training with a new look sort of backline, especially combination-wise with guys who haven't played together yet?
Yeah, I think everyone's a bit edgy. Everyone's really keen to get onto the pitch and just express themselves. But I think combinations working very well in training. Guys are linking up, and guys are just feeling that we're not really feeling any pressure. We're feeling like we can express ourselves, and I think that's a very good positive taking into this weekend.
Thank you, gents.
I don't see any hands raised.
Ross.
Ross?
Thanks, E. How's it, guys? Duane, obviously the breakdown has been a bit of a talking point for you guys. I know the Italians early in the season at Loftus, they flooded the breakdown and you guys struggled a bit there. And again, this past weekend, that seemed to be something they targeted. Is that something you guys are trying to work on hard and try and defend a bit better this coming weekend?
Ross, do you know the amount of breakdown turnovers they got?
No, not too sure.
Yeah, so it's two poachers and maybe just one counter ruck. So I think if you look at a test match rugby which goes 80 minutes, I don't really think it's a massive talking point. Obviously, we try to put pressure on our position as well. So yes, they've done a couple of things, and but it's not exposing us in a way. The focus will always be there when you play a game, and but our overall game is probably the biggest talking point. We can't go specifics.
Brendan?
Morning, guys. Duane, maybe good to see you again, first of all. Also, just on this weekend's game, Jasper's back, and as a player pretty much in the same mold as you, very abrasive, big ball carrier. What are you guys expecting from Jasper? And then Ethan, just there's obviously a lot of expectation on the young guys, and part of the good thing is that normally younger players have no fear, and I'm sure Duane will probably laugh at that one. But just maybe talk about just what you guys as a backline are looking to do this weekend as well.
Yeah, Brendan, I think it's great to have Jasper back in the mix. Obviously, he's the one of the guys that really gives us go forward ball. So yeah, we're looking forward to see what he brings to the game. Obviously, we still play with a good pack, but to be the link between the pack and the backline. And the backline we picked or selected is an exciting backline. So I'm looking forward to see what he brings to the party, and it'll be great to have him back.
And just on the young guys, I think we're very privileged to have people like JC and Damien in the team. They've calmed us down quite a lot, and they've shown a lot of experience throughout the weeks. We've been training with them for a couple of months now, and sort of learning from them. So they do give us that a lot of confidence going onto the pitch, and I think, like you said, we do try play with not as much fear as some guys would think, but I mean, I think we just go onto that pitch and try express ourselves just like anyone else. And having people like Jesse and Damien, they really do help us narrow that and channel that into just performing on the weekend.
Thanks,
Guys,
guys.
please raise your hands for questions. I don't see any questions.
Ross.
I'll come in
Ross?
again. Thanks, Z. Ethan, as you were mentioning there about the sort of inexperience in the back line, when you guys play on the weekend, there'll only be a few really oldish heads, if you could say that, to call upon, when you got like Corbus, Cheslin and Damien. And the rest of you are sort of a bit inexperienced. So is that a little bit nervy, not having so many guys to call upon the experience in the game? Or does that also add a little bit of excitement to you guys?
I wouldn't say it puts any pressure on us. I mean, the game of rugby is just a game of rugby, and I think at the end of the day, we've been playing it since I was 10 years old. I know how to play the game of rugby. And once you get onto that pitch, I mean, caps become irrelevant, and you just focus on your job, you do your job, and you do it to the best of your ability, and you express what you have. Obviously, in times of pressure, those guys will come out with a bit more experience, but I mean, on that pitch, it's really quite irrelevant to you at the time.
Percy?
More baie dankie Zena. Good day, gentlemen. My question is for Duane Vermeulen. Duane, kan ek jou vra, gereeld praat ons as joernaliste of as aanhangers praat ons gewoonlik van wat ervaring bring na enige sportspan, byvoorbeeld veral in 'n nasionale span. Ek wil vir 'n tweeledige vraag. As 'n afrigter deesdae, wat was jou observasie gewees die afgelope naweek daar in Auckland gewees net? En hoe belangrik is dit dat as nou heelwat jeug gebring in die groep, veral in die agterlyn. Hoe belangrik is die voorspelers om 'n goeie fondasie te lê en wat gaan die jeug dan, die sogenaamde jeug nou bring vir hierdie span in die aanloop tot hierdie wedstryd in Wellington?
Dis ja, interessante vraag. Ek dink ons het 'n lekker pak wat vir ons hopelik goeie frontvoetbal kan gee, en ek dink as jy daai het, dan gee dit hierdie jong manne 'n geleentheid om lekker te kan rugby jol. So ek dink meeste van alle games wat ou nou al gekyk het in rugby, as jy goeie go forward ball het, dan sit nogals redelik lekker vir die manne om te speel. So ek dink dis 'n goeie kombinasie, en ek dink kyk, jy sê jy kort ervaring daarvoor. Ek dink ons het laas naweek het ons ervaring probeer, en dit is nie te sê dat ons die ouens weggooi nie, maar hulle het gekom tot op 'n punt, en ons het nog steeds 'n paar foute begaan. So, en dit is ook van ouens met ervaring. So die ding is, mens moet ook kyk na die toekoms, en hier is 'n klomp jong manne wat hulle hande opgesteek het, en mens moet vir hulle die geleentheid gee, want wanneer gaan jy hulle ooit die geleentheid gee om in moeilike situasies bietjie hulle hand op te steek? So ek dink dit is 'n great geleentheid vir hulle om saam te werk, en ook vir die coaches om te kan sien wat binne in 'n ou steek, en is dit die regte ouens om die pad mee saam te stap.
Brendan?
Duane, just it's not often we see a Springbok side without Eben. It's almost become a fixture with those 130 odd tests that he's had. But with Luet there and Ruan is a very different type of combination. Just what you're expecting of there, and just the senior guys in that pack there, because Eben obviously brings a lot of fire and physicality to the game as well. And Luet's a bit of a different player when it comes to that, and Ruan.
Yeah, I think, Brendan, the thing is, you can't play even every single game. I think the guy is going to burn out, and you still want him to play for a couple of years. So we need that little bit of rotation, and I think obviously we've got Erg on the bench, and those guys have played really important games. They played big matches. I think when we were a couple of locks down last year, Ruan got the opportunity, and he really did well. So obviously it looks pretty weird if you have 2 5 locks and in your pack, but you know, they play their part and they know exactly what they want to do and where they want to go about their game. So I think it'll be a good challenge also to see if the guys can make a step up and also work without Eben.
Percy, you can go again.
Thank you so much, Zina. Ethan, I want to apologize. I joined a bit later. Can I ask you though, and I apologize if this question has been asked already. Is there, from your side as so-called younger, less experienced player though, is there a sense of excitement or is it nervousness heading into the second test? Because while listening to Rassie Erasmus yesterday, he made it very clear is that he's kind of like throwing some of you younger players in a pressure cooker now to see how you guys can deal with the pressure era of a test match against New Zealand. And this especially after losing a first match in New Zealand though, sir. What are your thoughts?
I think it's definitely a bit of both, excitement and nerves. As many of you guys know, the championship's on the line. It's a must-win game, and yeah, I think the excitement comes from just being on the pitch and being able to represent your country, and then obviously the nerves come from the whole stage, the whole fact that you're playing New Zealand. But I mean, I think you just got to get a good mixture of both and use that to advantage. Don't get too nervous and don't get too excited. Just yeah, keep a calm head and going into the game.
Brendan?
Sorry, guys, it doesn't seem many other hands there. Ethan, maybe just for you, you came into obviously professional rugby at the era after Super Rugby. Yeah, Duane's played the Super Rugby that side as well. But just for you, as maybe a guy who missed out on Super Rugby, went straight into the URC, just talk a bit about playing in New Zealand. And I know, I mean, a lot of players grow up wanting to play the All Blacks in New Zealand. So maybe chat a bit about that and your dream of that.
Yeah, obviously I've never been this side, so jet lag was a new thing for me. But I remember waking up early to watch the Eden Park games with my dad, and yeah, actually driving to that stadium on Friday last week was actually quite a big deal. Sent some photos and stuff, but it was very cool experience. Obviously I missed that whole Super Rugby thing, so coming to New Zealand now is almost like a dream come true, and I just want to try and make the most of it.
Godly? Godly?
Yes, hi Duane, gaan dit gaan goed oor julle. Duane, ek weet hier is nou 'n ander vraag. Mense bestempel nou die Karibeker as 'n Mickey Mouse kompetisie en julle werk nou vir 2027 en jy praat van die jong spelers. Dink jy oor 2 jaar gaan julle steeds 'n lekker groep spelers hê om wêreldbeker te stuur?
Carly, ek dink dit is die rede hoekom ons ook maar die ouetjies die kans gee om nou te kan jol, maar hulle hande op te sit en so aan. En ek dink daar is nog steeds baie talente in Suid-Afrika, ewen deur die Karibeker en dan so ook die URC vir die ouetjies wat nog binne die volgende 2 jaar regtig hulle hande opsteek en dalk 'n geleentheid gaan kry binne in hierdie groep om dan op die einde van die dag miskien 'n wêreldbeker spat te haal.
Thank you very much, guys.